So this is the final version of our money transfer program. In the first version, we didn't use transactions at all, and that meant that we found that we were losing money from the system or gaining money from the system, which shouldn't be allowed. In the second version, we prevented that happening by using transactions, and we were also able to detect when something had gone wrong. In this final version, we're going to do a retry if we detect a failure. So the big change here is that this command here, so this variable com, is going to reproduce the command that was used to call the program that we're in. So PHP followed by join space of all the arguments. So that will mean that this line will be pretty much exactly the command that was used to run this program in the first place. And if a failure happens, we're simply going to kick that off, which means that the program will call itself recursively and it'll make another attempt. And it'll keep doing that until it succeeds. So now every time we detect a failure, there are 4 places where we've got execute statements. In those 4 cases, each time if we detect a failure, then we roll back the current transaction ending it, and we call the program that we're in again, and then we execute the program without doing any more processing. So this pattern, roll back, retry, and then quit the program we're in, that's happening in all 4 cases, all 4 statements where we're attempting an SQL statement. So what should happen is that if a transaction doesn't succeed, we simply run it again. We just try it again. It'll be a fraction of a second later, but with a bit of luck, that'll mean that our transactions can go through without problem. So here's our command to um, run 100 transfers. So we're going to take £1 from Andrew, pay it to Brian, and we're going to do that 100 times. And in the second window, we're going to do more or less the same thing, but this time the money's going to go the other way. So we're going to do minus £1 is going from Andrew to Brian. Notice that we're calling here TRWR, so that's transfer money with retry if there's a failure. So let's run it in both windows at the same time, that one there and this one here, and you can see failures are cropping up. There was a fail message just went by there. But after that fail, a retry would have happened. So we got a fail here. That update failed. There was only one failure this time. And after it failed, the program simply called itself and made another attempt, which meant that when both of them are completed, Andrew's got £100, Brian's got £100, and we can do this stuff all day long. So that was 100. Let's try it 200 times. And we'll do this one 200 times as well. And we should notice that no matter how many times we run this, and we can have several versions of this program running at the same time, it should be possible to either remove or create money. And we should also notice that at the end, when both programs have completed, we always end up back where we started. £100 went one way, £100 went the other way, or in this case, £200 went either way. But at the end, every single transaction, even if it failed, it was tried again. So every transaction completed, and we always complete every single transaction in our list. The cost, of course, is that things are running slightly slower. But as long as the failures are relatively rare, that's not going to be a significant cost. In this case, we were noticing that we were getting about 1 error every 100 or 2 errors every 100. And so we're adding at most 2% to our total runtime. Slightly more than that, but insignificant amount more. But we do have safety, and nothing can possibly go wrong now.